Hi, it's Elizabeth from the Toy Hoarder. Today I have a 2-pack of Tracer and McCree. Now these are not their original outfits, these are the white skins. I do not know what their white skins are called or if they actually have a name, so if you know, please put that down in the comments below and I will update it in the description. Now there are 2 pieces of tape on the top of this box, but once you get through those, we should just be able to pull out the plastic tray inside. And then we can pop the figures out. So I'm going to do that for you real quick. Now these were made by Hasbro for ages of 4+, and I'm going to show you up close each of the figures. Here is Tracer. She does of course still have her goggles and this crazy spiky hair, which really I should get some gel and make this happen for me, but you know, hey. Here is McCree up close. Lots of detail on these figures, also very highly articulated. And now this pack comes with the 2 figures and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10 accessories, you guys. 2 figures and 10 accessories. So we've got 2 extra hands for Tracer. We've got an open hand here, and then we've also got her little salute cheers love hands where she does this in the film. Cheers love. It's super iconic for her to do. Then we have her pulse pistols and some little beams that fire out of them. So I'm going to assemble that. Okay, so this is what one of the pulse pistols looks like with the pulse in it, I guess. And then McCree comes with some extra hands as well. His extra left hand is an open hand here, and the 2 he has are closed, so he can hold guns. The 2 Tracer has are also closed. And his extra right hand is another closed hand. Okay, I don't really know why he has this, but here's his extra right hand here versus this right hand that he's got. Then, of course, McCree isn't complete without his Peacekeeper, so there's that. And it does have a little blast thing, whoa, that you can attach in here. This gun is super flimsy, guys, do be careful, but there's how it looks with the little blast piece, and it's made out of a rubbery silicone type thing, so all of these little blast pieces are very bendy. As you guys may know, Tracer is a pilot. I am really digging this white and gold outfit for her. It's gorgeous. She's got the British flag on one arm, and she's got a sort of pilot's image on the other shoulder, so that's cool. And then she's got her chronal accelerator in the center of her chest. That's what helps her control time and stay in the present, because she's not exactly a fully physical being. Oops! This is what happens when you decide to pilot the experimental vehicles. Don't do it, it's a trap. But then I guess she got this cool superpower instead of dying, so yay! Anyway, let's talk about her articulation. She does have a full ball joint in her head and the up-down. Now this figure is a lot more posable than the first pack of figures that I was showing you, at least on that head joint. It's a little tighter on this ball joint in the shoulder, but the elbow is nice and loose, and then there's a ball joint in her hand as well. So those aren't too bad on that. And she does have 2 waist joints. She's got the ball joint about the center of her chest and then a tilting joint in the waist. At her thighs, she's got a full ball joint here, a twisting joint just below the thigh, but that one is super tight, guys. The quality control on these is just not great. She does have a double knee joint and a full ball joint in her foot, so she is crazy flexible, which is fun. Her elbows are actually only the single joint, which is interesting, and I'll show you what I mean by this double joint. So see how it bends at 2 different areas here? It's a double jointed knee, and it basically helps mimic how the actual human knee will function. Now she can bend her leg this far, versus if she only had the single joint, like in her elbow, her leg would only bend this far. So that's why they do the double joints in there. And I'm not really sure why she didn't get double joints in her elbows, maybe because of the armor that's on here. they couldn't make it work. So I'm not really sure, but she's still super cute. I love that they put the little goggles on her, and they're actually see-through so that you can see her eyes in there. I do, of course, have my own tracer mask, so, you know, it's all good. It's very difficult to wear this and try to do a review for you guys, though, so I'm struggling a little, I won't lie. Oh, no! Come on. Hold your weapons appropriately. What are you doing, Tracer? What are you doing? Alrighty. So here she is with both pulse guns. Da-na. So that's kind of fun. And then you can switch out her hand. You just kind of, oops, accidentally pulled out her pulsing instead of her whole gun. It's going to be really difficult to not lose all of these tiny pieces, but we're going to need to switch out a hand because as much as her pulse guns are fun, we need her cheers love, because, I mean, who doesn't need to see that? Unfortunately, she doesn't have the double elbow, so she can't quite, she just kind of like up here is, I don't know. She tried, okay? They tried. It's still cool. I don't know. I have a good time with it. Alright. McCree. McCree does have a ball joint in his neck. It's really hard to move it all the way around because he's got this big old rubbery cape, and the cape is super flexible here, but it's strange. I won't lie. It's going to be very difficult to show you all of these joints. He's got the full ball joint in his arm, in his shoulder, sorry. And then just a single joint in his elbow, which is interesting, but he does have the full ball joint in his hand. So I don't know why they didn't give McCree the double ball joint in his, or the double joint in his elbow either, but they gave him just a regular ball joint in the elbows instead. He does have the ball joint in his chest and a tilting joint in his waist, which is very stuck. There we go. So there's the tilting joint in his waist, so now he can bend and dance and all sorts of fun nonsense like that. He's got the full ball joint in his upper thigh and a twistable joint just below that. This one is a lot looser than Tracer, so that's super nice. Then he's got this double knee joint, which his legs are so thick that even with the double knee joint, this is as far as it goes, you guys. That's so crazy, but he does have that double knee joint. And then he's got a ball joint in, well, actually, it just looks like a spinning joint in his feet. I don't think you can actually position, well, okay, it shows a ball joint, but because of his pants, you can't move it too much. There's a slight tilt, but it's mostly a twistable joint for him. Otherwise, it gets caught on his pants, so that's super cool. His hat, unfortunately, is not removable. I don't think he has a top of the head. I think the whole top of the head is built into the figure, which is kind of interesting. It seems like the hand that he has fingers that are closed far enough that you might not actually be able to get the weapon in there. So you might have to swap hands. So I'm going to swap out his right hand for the other right hand, and there's just a little peg, so you swap that in. And now, can he hold his gun? Come on. Soldier toys are a struggle. There we go. Oh, that's nice. He can actually have his finger on the trigger, you guys. That's a nice detail for such a small action figure. I mean, these are, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches tall or so. So that is super cool. I guess since he doesn't have 2 weapons, I don't really need him to have 2 hands that hold the weapon. So I guess I'll swap out and I'll put his open hand in here. So now he can, you know, grab the reload section or something. I don't know, but he looks better, I think, like this. So that is super fun. One other thing I wanted to mention on the McCree with the white skin here is he does have these flash grenades on his side, which you've probably seen, but they come off, which is really cool. So now he can put them in his hand and he can throw them and then they will explode at the enemies. So that is super neat. All 3 of these are removable from the belt, and then he can restock whenever he would like as well. So that's kind of cool. It's interesting that they had that attached to him and didn't note it. So I wonder how many people missed the fact that they even came off until they accidentally fell off, which is how I discovered that mine came off. So that's cool, but I wanted to note it here. Also, there is a hole in his cape, but this is an intentional hole. He is supposed to have that hole right there, and in the back as well. I think it's really funny because this white cape reminds me of Munster cheese, you guys. All I can think of is that he's draped a giant piece of Munster cheese over him, and it is absolutely hilarious to me. I kind of love it. Let me know what you guys thought of these figures down in the comments below. If you guys have seen any other figures of Tracer or McCree in different skins, let me know. I need to know. I want to know who they were by. I want to know where I can get them, you know, all that jazz. I want to know what it looks like and where I can get them. So do let me know down in the comments below. Or if you want to send me a picture of it, go over to Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and send me a picture. If you like what you saw today, please, please, please hit that subscribe button down below. If you want to get notified whenever we post new videos, hit the notification bell next to it. I do have a whole series of Overwatch action figures and Funkos and lamps and etc. that I am going to do. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for watching. Until next time, have a great time playing. Bye.